Okay. So what if every demo you did, you weren't nervous as you started it? And what if every insecurity you had during the interview, during the demo, that would be handled? What if you were so bold in the closing that you were able to say whatever you wanted? And what if at the end for recommendations, you knew they were prepared for it and excited for it? Would that make it a better demo? Would that make your demos more exciting? So there's something called pre-framing, which also in Cutco world, we call a power intro. And so I'm going to rattle it off for you, and then I'm going to give you a script and everything, kind of work out, massage your own. And it's going to be different for each of you. But the whole point is that if you go into any conversation, I'm just coaching some friends here recently on this that don't sell Cutco, but I'm like, hey, if you're not going into that tough conversation and you're worried about this, handle it at a time. Say what you're feeling and what you think they're going to feel. So during the conversation, there's no worry. Like, have you ever conversations with even like a significant other or a friend? You're worried the whole time. Are they thinking this? Or are they worried how the way I'm coming across? I'm worried about, I'm not as confident in this conversation because I am worried about what they're going to think or if it's going to come across the right way. So just handle it, right? So to give you a few examples of this, and then I'll give you the Cutco example. So if you think about, if you have to go into a tough conversation, Isaac, with Caitlin, for example, okay? I don't know if she can hear this now, but we might give away our secrets. So it's like, if you know that she might be pissed, and you know that you messed up with communication and you need to bring something up about an event. Like, let's say you had an event with the boys you wanted to go to tonight and you didn't tell her, and she's expecting to hang out with you and watch movies. So obviously you don't want to just bring it up, be like, hey, by the way, I'm going to go home with the boys tonight. That's like button head time. So, right, Brittany, so it's like, what you want to do is, if I were in that, there's that situation. First of all, I'd lock yourself into it with a text. This is like bonus. This isn't Cutco, but I lock in with text like, hey, babe, I have something important I want to talk to you about. Feel kind of bad, but I want to chat with you about it. Cool. So it locks you into saying something. She's like, what is it? And then it locks her into being prepared for it. So when you start the conversation, then anyway, is like, hey, Caitlin, hey, I have a quick, really huge favor here. I'm nervous to tell you. I messed up and I had miscommunication, but there's a really important event tonight that I want to ask you about, and that I should have told you much earlier. You might be a little mad. I'm worried that you're going to be pissed, but this is really important to me. So I wanted to ask you a question. Cool. Okay. And then you go into it. So she's prepared for it. She's like, oh boy, here we go. But also you're telling her exactly how she's going to feel. So later when you're like, hey, so a week ago, Johnny said he wanted to go out for drinks, hang out with the boys, and they're going to go watch the finals game. And I know he plans to watch a movie. I didn't put it in my calendar. I didn't show it to you. I apologize, but I should have told you much easier. It's my fault. However, it's really important to me. I'd love to go if you're cool with it. Like, I really like to go this evening. Are you cool with that? And then she probably is a little pissed and probably a little bummed, but you told her she's going to feel that way. So the conversation is much easier because you pre-framed it. All right. So hopefully that all makes sense. And you guys can see like how this helps in all areas of life. If Brittany has to talk to one of her teachers of where her kids go, because her teacher isn't like being nice about it, just pre-frame it, right? If she's like nervous about going in, like, this is the teacher, I want the teacher to take offense to this. I don't want to seem like some bitchy mom, right? I don't want to feel that way. It's like, hey, so to handle it. Hey, Teacher Jones, I had just an observation I'd love to talk to you about. I don't want to come across as like that, Mom. I don't want to be like controlling. It's your classroom, everything. But I had a couple concerns. I don't know if you're aware of it, or maybe I'm overreacting. I had a couple quick concerns I want to bring up to you. And are you able to, like, does now work, or can I talk after school with you? So when you go into the conversation, it's already handled. Okay, is this making sense? So with Cutco, you guys ready? Here's what actually matters to you guys. So what I love about the power intro is your whole demo and their emotions are controlled through your first minute. And each one of you, this is going to be different. And you guys have time to work on this on your own too. I'm going to say it a few times, and then you guys are going to be able to make your own. So let's see. And every time I say it, it's a little bit different. But you think about so go and write down, actually, what do you think, what are you most nervous about or concerned about? Let's actually do this. So when you think about going into a demo, what are you most worried about the customer feeling? What do you think their biggest concerns are? Take 30 seconds, write that down, so you guys can share. All right. What do you get nervous about during the demo? What's that little weak voice in your mind that happens sometimes on a demo? What do you think their general concerns are that you get over and over and over again on your demos? Why not handle them ahead of time? So let's hear some things that came to mind. So you guys can go off mute and just share a few things quick that came to your mind.
Being pushy.
Sure. So being pushy. Okay.
Or like overstepping boundaries of like
Totally.
me and Peyton were
Pushy.
talking last night about like with recommendations, we don't want to like, hey, I need like 20 names to be able to work for the next 2 weeks. So can you give me them?
Yeah.
But so
Cool.
it's just kind of getting creative with that. So you're not overstepping any.
Totally. So being pushy, getting recommendations. Sure. What else, Peyton?
I was going to say, especially like when I'm framing this as a practice appointment, when someone tells me right from the start that they have a bunch of knives and don't want any more knives, I don't really feel comfortable trying to work them down on the price the whole way. Usually I'll show them the homemaker and like a couple of the other sets. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go over to the accessories. No, you don't want any knives today. Like they'll make it very clear from the start.
On the phone, at the beginning of the demo, or when you're closing on the homemaker specifically?
I guess when I'm closing on the homemaker, not really on the phones.
Perfect. Yep. Good. These are already handled in the pre-frame I'm about to share with you guys. Cool. Brittany, what you got?
Making them feel comfortable with the prices, that they can actually afford them.
Yep.
And that
Oh
it's
my
worth
gosh.
investing in.
Yep.
That's a little struggle for me.
So pricey. Chambi, what you got, Mr. 19203?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but yeah, prices is what I'm really concerned about. Like what you just said, it's like people are like, oh, it's way too expensive, and then so just like getting them to buy, like what will they actually buy today? That's what I'm talking about before. So.
Perfect. It's funny. The script, I'm not gonna type. The script I'm gonna share with you guys literally handles every single one of those. You wanna know why? Because every rep deals with this. We've been doing this for a long time, right? You have collectively between Daniel, myself, and Jared, you have $600,000 in career sales here. So I'm going to go through this, and then I'll have you guys ask any questions and then give you the script, and then see if Jared and Daniel want to help a little bit. And then you guys will have some time to phone. All right. So part of Champs Club is my goal is that we're done teaching by 8:30. I don't know if that's going to happen this time because we had a lot of intro stuff, but then you guys have time to phone. So that's the biggest thing, is get on the phone and make calls so you can make money. All right. So here's the deal. So I'm going to round us off, and let's have Brittany be my Mrs. Jones. So things you want to cover. You want to handle not being pushy, getting recos at the end, dropping down if it's like practice, and then that's too much money. Okay. So here's how it works. So this would be basically in the part of the demo in the intro when you're talking about how, like I said over the phone, you don't need to buy anything. Remember that? Okay. So that's where it's going to be essentially. So you're going to be in the script, you're going to be building rapport. You're going to be going through the first, okay, make sure you hop on, click on the link, open up. Can you see the demo? It's like everything's set. And it's basically like your little intro. When you talk about, you don't have to buy anything, like I said, on the phone. Okay, cool. All right. So Mrs. Jones. All right. So like I said in the phone, you don't need to buy anything. Okay. You are off the hook. All right. I get credit just for being here, right? This is practice demo. I just started like 3. You guys don't need to write anything down because I'm going to say it like 4 times and give you a script. All right. Don't worry about it. And it's going to be different every time I say it. All right. So you are off the hook. And so I just really appreciate your time today. It's helping me out. Started a few weeks ago and just trying to get the hang of the job. And so thank you so much for your time. That is enough. That's totally enough. You don't need to buy anything. However, at the end of the demo, you're going to want everything. All right. Every customer does. I know I'm just practicing. You're helping out. You're helping me out. But Cutco is way too expensive to buy just to help me out. Okay. I'm not a Girl Scout selling cookies. All right. But at the end, when you want to buy everything, you totally can. I'm not going to stop you. All right. Most of my customers want everything. But at the end, I'm pretty passionate about it. I know you're going to want it. I know you eat. And so don't mistake my enthusiasm for the product to be pushy. At all. I don't want to be pushy at all. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I hope you'll laugh at some of my corny jokes, and I hope we have a fun time today. But my goal today is not that you just spend like $10,000 on Cutco. It's that you like me enough and you have enough fun where you are like so excited to recommend me to all your friends because of how much fun we had here. So as we go through here, I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna stumble a little bit, and I've really only been doing this for like a few weeks. So don't make fun of me. You don't need to buy anything, and you're helping me just to be here. I just hope we have a lot of fun today and you're comfortable letting some friends and family know about me. So fair enough. All right, cool. So feel free at the end. Tell me no a lot. If you're not interested, don't worry about it. No hard feelings. All right. So let me tell you about my goals. So what do you guys think? Is that going to help out your whole demo? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You
Good
know
stuff.
it. Yep, you're welcome. So what's so cool about this is going into the SC1 push, you guys are going to be so, like your demos are going to be so much more at ease because realize you handled everything. All the worries that you have are handled from the beginning. So at the end, she's like, oh yeah, that's right. Peyton told me I'm helping just for being here. I don't have to buy anything, but he's going to go through everything. And it's okay for me to say no. So you're not at the end going, I hope they're okay at the price. No, you told them it was going to be expensive. I planted the seed is going to be $10,000, right? So you plant the seeds that way later when they actually believe it's $4,000. Like, oh, that's way better than I thought it was gonna be 10,000. Oh, it's only 4,000. Holy crap, 1419, right? So that's really the way it goes. So let me share with you guys and again, so it's different each time, but realize you handle. So a few things, the main points is that I would write down here is you are off the hook. That's one phrase you want to try to put in there. You're off the hook. Cutco's way too expensive to buy to help me out, right? So the whole like Boy Scout selling popcorn or Girl Scout selling cookies, you want to include that in there. You also want to handle that, don't mistake my enthusiasm for being pushy, something like that. So to handle you being worried about feeling pushy. And then finally, you want to handle that you just have enough fun to get recommendations. However you want to say that. So if you include those four things, you can make your own power intro and it's money. But lucky you, I have a breakdown of this. Oh, Jared, you're not even shared on this. Dude, the knife mensch. So I'm going to share this with you. This is from last fall. So I haven't edited this since last fall, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is in the chat for the Champions Club attenders. And I'm going to go through it and then you can basically copy it on your own. So just so you guys know, a couple things, little bonus tip is in the demo. Are you guys aware that you can actually adjust some of your talking points in your pictures? Yep. So that's one bonus tip is that you can include whatever pictures you want in here. If you're really going for President's Club or the American Scholarship or recommendations or trophies or a picture of, like if Isaac has a cool picture of him and Caitlin just cheesing there because he's talking about his girlfriend and like how he's working to, start, I don't take her on nice dates, whatever works there. But you go to profile, customize about me, edit talking notes. So let me show you. If you go to interactive demo, all right, you can also do it on, let me move you guys over here. All right, where do you go? Is it profile? No, those are some good things I'd take a look at though.
I'm glad you're addressing this because I had just recently been thinking it'd be nice to be able to update some of those scripts on the demo.
Uh-huh.
I have like
So-
2 pages of notes open on other shit I
Yes.
could say.
Good. So then remember, I would not join Zoom or Google Meet. Just it's an extra thing. If you like it, go ahead, but you can do no meeting rooms. That's not even an option for them to get confused about. Here's where you can edit your picture, edit that, and customize about me. So this is where if you want to even put the power intro, you totally could. But here's like I put like a picture, like an old school one of myself and Abby. Here's an example of like leaderboard for recommendations. Sammy Soli's really good at this. She had a list of all of her top sponsors. You can add whatever you want in here, and you can add those as the pictures, the 3 pictures that show up that the customer sees. And then you can edit some of this stuff too. You can reset talking notes. You can also go to customize goals. So let's say, Peyton, your goal is 40,000 for this summer. So you go edit goal. You can go fast start. You can change this to summer goal or summer sales. You could do 40,000. Then what's cool is based on what you're at already, you could start at 0, and based on where you're already at, it's going to show up at what percentage you're there. So you can also do that. So summer sales, 40,000. For me, because I'm already at a bunch of Cutco sales, right? So if I did save, I'm currently at 332,000. So if I started at 320 and I want to go to 360, which is 40,000, it means I'm 30% of the way. If I started at 0, like Peyton would start at 0 and you put 40,000 here, it's going to be, so if I did 400,000, let me add another 0 there if I can. Oh, I see, because it's whatever you start at. So I just put it 0, 40,000, there you go. So I'd have to do up here 400,000. And then it shows, hey, I'm 80% of the way there. So when you share your goal, it's going to show up on their screen. Okay. That's a bonus tip. I wouldn't spend too much time now on it, but I'd definitely work on this today and go through, make a note right now in your calendar. When are you going to go back and edit some of these? Your goal, the about me, which is where you can talk a little bit about, obviously, Peyton, you're not going to talk about your fast start sales contest. You're talking about your summer goal, right? And then, yeah. And right here, where it says, since I just started, I'm going to be reading from a manual. Is that okay? It's also like where, in the next page is where it also talks about your, you don't, like you said on the phone, you don't need to buy anything. So anyway, pretty cool. You guys like that? Boom. All right. So right there. You ready? So Mrs. Jones, like I said on the phone, you don't need to get anything. But if you do see something you like today, you can get it. Not only would you be getting a great product, you'd also be helping me out towards my goals. You are a huge help just for taking some time to see my demo. However, you are going to love Cutco. Everyone loves this stuff and wants to buy most of it. However, I'm not a Boy Scout selling popcorn. Cutco is way too expensive to buy just to help me out. You might need to take out a second mortgage just to afford this stuff. Of course, I won't stop you from buying everything if you want to. Also, I'm only able to work through referrals. So another goal I have today is that you laugh at some of my knife jokes and we have fun enough today so you're excited to recommend me to your ton of your friends and family. Sound good? Right. And then in there too, you can say I'm off the hook. Right. And then you go into like these, continue to page 4, Cutco's awesome, my sets pieces, you love to cook, blah, blah, blah. So there's some other cool things in here of an about me page. If you wanted to make that and share that if you're on Zoom, here's an example of an about me page. That's more if you're doing Zoom calls. Most of you guys are doing just phone calls. But you definitely want to share how is school, if you're in school and Cutco, helping you out towards your dream goals. But a lot of this is already now in the intro that you can just edit on your own up here. Okay. So that's it. Let's see. And then if you're worried about the whole pushy thing, so let me add that in here too. So you guys can go here and you guys can copy and paste this and like make your own power intro. Then send it to your manager to get it okayed before you enter it. So we can give you a few tips. So like I said, you're helping out towards my goals. blah, 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 everything if you want to. Please don't mistake my enthusiasm for being pushy. You are off the hook and can totally say no to fine at the end. Something like that. Okay, so that's that. Obviously the one I said, and every time I say it, it's a little bit different. And it's whatever you want to handle. So like for me too, I was self-conscious about my stutter. And so at times I have a stutter, so I just say that. So, and again, like I'll just say it right here without reading it. So so for my power intro, yeah, so I was worried about being self-conscious about my stutter. I was worried about me feeling pushed, and also just worried about just connecting and having fun. You guys ever have those demos you're just like, oh, it's like dragging, like they're just not into this, right? But if you handle it in the beginning, then you're going to have it. So Mrs. Jones, thanks for seeing me today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be reading from the manual just so I don't make any mistakes and I don't mess up. I do have a stutter sometimes, get a little nervous and ramble a little bit. So feel free to like, let me know to slow down if I'm just mumbling or stuttering too much. It's just a little nervous thing. So just try to ignore that, or you can make fun of me if you want. I won't take it. I might take it personal, but yeah, that's going to happen. And then also the demo's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna do my best to make you smile and laugh. I have some corny knife jokes. I'm not a dad yet. I'm a college kid trying to pay his way through school. So, you know, at the end, when I ask you to buy a lot, don't feel pressured. I get very excited. You're off the hook. You don't need to get anything, but everybody at the end of the demo wants it all. I'm not going to stop you from taking out a second mortgage and spending like 20 grand in Cutco. Cutco is way too expensive to buy just to help me out. So just for being here, you're helping me out. So you're off the hook. Okay. I just hope we've enough fun today. We goof around enough and you enjoy my presentation enough that you're comfortable recommending me to every single friend and family you know. Just kidding, but at least if you're comfortable with it. So thanks again for your time. Let's dive into it. And then you go into your goals page. So see how that's like, it was different, but it's the same concepts. So script it out till then you can say it enough where you can say it more authentically. And it's not as scripted, I'd say, because your power intro is powerful there. Okay. So looking at this then, anything that you are worried about, you just handle it in the beginning. And that's basically that. At the bottom here, Daniel is very thorough and likes to talk a lot like me. So he literally has his full out like power intro from when he was going for a big push for Cabo in January, which if you guys stick around long enough, there's some tropical trips in winter that usually you're able to win. So this is his power intro. If you want to see an example of Daniel, who's a top rep in Wisconsin, you can use that as an example too. So that's like him talking about a push. So you can also change your intro based on the timing of the year, or if you're in a push or not. Okay. So that's what you guys want to do. So any questions on the power intro? This is pretty awesome.
I think it's genius.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Life skills. That's free. That's free. Okay. So that should get you excited to do demos now, right? Which is the whole point of making phone calls is to, well, it's the whole point of teaching. So another like little strategy for new reps, because they're usually scared to make phone calls. We just want to teach them something at a team meeting to get them pumped to make phone calls. We just want to give them something to get excited about. It's like, okay, I want to try that. So now you guys know, now you're excited. So right now put in, I want you guys to start hopping on the phone and making phone calls here. I know you guys want to work on your power intro. Why don't you just take a few minutes working on your power intro? You don't need to perfect it yet, but then put in your calendar as to when you're going to do it. I'd probably take like Probably need a good 30 to 60 minutes to actually do it and then put it in the demo. You just have that link. Maybe it's at 9:30, right after this. Maybe it's tonight, tomorrow, whatever works. All right. I'm going to stop the recording here.